Oh, thank you, German. Well, it's crashed airliner, sir. From Commander-in-Chief, information all ships in northeastern Atlantic. Lord International Airways airliner, flight Tel Aviv from New York, missing, presumed crashed. Last known position is, it's well to the north of us, isn't it? Nearest naval ship, sir, is RFA Reliant. She's been ordered to look out for wreckage and survivors.
See the chart.
Oh, we're here, sir. The last reported position of the aircraft is about here. She's flying roughly 270 from New York. Oh, well out of the wreck.
And where's Reliant?
Well, she's headed to the UK from the States, so she'd be up around there, too.
Reliant's what, armament stores carrier?
Yes, sir. Master is a Captain JDC Rag.
Tiger Rag.
Oh, you met him, sir?
Yes, I know. He's a good seaman.
Let's also hope he's lucky, sir.
Can't see we'll find much, Pat. If she ditched, the pilot would have got off an SOS.
Yes, sir. Whatever happened was too quick for that. Doesn't look as if...
Then you know what, sir? Port back.
Come port to 115. Rig a ladder port side.
There's people in the dinghy, sir.
Welcome on board. I'm Captain Ragg, the Master of Reliant. And this is Mr. O'Mara, my chief officer.
Thank you, Captain. We're grateful to you.
Are there any other survivors?
I don't think so.
Any other dinghies?
See, we were seated by the wing route. The airplane broke in two. It went down so quickly.
Now.
Sparks. Immediate signal to the Ministry of Defense and Commander-in-Chief Fleet. Lord International Airline survivors picked up in position 43 degrees 52 north, 14 degrees 03 west at 11:32. Names and other details follow, right? Clear 058. Now, Mr.
Zadi.
Mr. Zadi, if you could give us more details. What happened to the airliner?
I believe it blew up in midair, Captain.
How did you manage to get off?
We weren't on board, Mr. O'Mara. We came by sea.
What do you think you're doing?
Your ship is now in the control of the Special Action Squad of the People's Army for Freedom.
You're Arab guerrillas.
Commanders, we are soldiers.
Pirates.
But you can't. My signal will be...
No signals, Captain. The radio room, the engine room, the small arms magazine, they're all in my control. Your sailors are in 2 mess decks under constant guard. You will now turn onto a course 135 southeast.
I'll be damned if I will.
Mr. O'Mara could be damned if you don't. Luna.
Come starboard 135.
Thank you. Now let us adjourn to your stateroom, Captain. My men will call us if we come upon other shipping.
But what do you hope to achieve? This is a fleet auxiliary, an armament store ship. Naval 4-5 shells are no good to you.
You didn't go to America to collect 4-5 shells, Captain. We know what you're carrying. But I do mean it, Captain, believe me. If you oppose me, I shall shoot your men one by one.
I believe you. Did you destroy that airliner?
It was sabotaged.
Men, women, children. All innocent people. Blown to pieces.
If we had merely appeared in front of you in an open boat, you would have been suspicious. You might have sent a signal before we were on board, particularly in view of your cargo.
I would have done. I should have done.
We had to condition you to half expect survivors from a Middle East aircraft. Your course and speed were computed from the moment you left America. Some friends merely placed us in your path.
The hole's been checked. They are on board. 16 of them.
Thank you, Ahmed. Would have been too bad if they weren't there.
How did you know what we're carrying?
Oh, no fault of yours, Captain. Groton Island Naval Base is a very large complex. It was not too difficult to find a friend with you.
And now you're running to other friends. Southeast? The Mediterranean?
Not as far as your ministry is concerned. We shall continue to send your course, speed, and position signals as though you were acting normally.
You won't make it, Zardi. You'll be intercepted.
I don't think so.
Yes. Well, let's have a drink together this evening. Right. Fine. Oh, and it's your round. Tony, what's this about Reliant?
Well, we've had a position, course and speed signal from her, sir. All standard and correct. Except that while she's on her current mission, all signals from her should end with the code word Imperial as a double check that everything's all right. Now, her latest signal didn't have this code word.
Who knows in the ship about the need for a code word?
Well, only the master and the radio officer. I suppose it could be a mental slip on the radio officer's part, but he's got it right up till now.
What are you doing about it?
Well, sir, I've asked the RAF to scramble a Nimrod, try to locate the ship and make routine radio contact. Also, I've diverted Hero to close her. Now, Hero's the nearest we've got by hundreds of miles. She's been exercising with the Americans.
Hero, that's Nialls.
Yes, sir.
Right. I'll have to inform the Secretary of State. You haven't signalled back to Reliant.
Well, no, sir. I thought it politic not to.
No, quite right. Just give her the routine traffic until we find out what's going on. You've told Hero the score.
Yes, sir. Top secret, personal for commanding officer.
That should put Nialls off his lunch.
And go up to 25 knots.
Aye, aye, sir.
Yes. Sir? Come in, Derek. Help yourself to some coffee.
Thank you very much.
We're diverting to close the Reliant.
Well, she found something.
Not as far as I know, but she's passed our position, course, and speed to mod without a prearranged code word, a mod of flapping.
Cobalt and a PCS. What's she carrying? Hydrogen bombs?
Polaris nuclear warheads. The consignment of specially modified missiles from the States.
Ah. And no wonder mod are flapping. Still, there must be finger trouble at Reliance then, surely.
Well, maybe. Mod aren't so sure.
Well, what could have happened?
All I know is that Tiger Rag is a by-the-book merchant. He'd have made sure that every signal carried that code word. He'd have verified it personally.
If another ship closed him, he'd have screamed blue murder to Mod.
That's right. Doesn't make sense, so we investigate.
Well, what are the orders?
Find him, make it look like a chance meeting, exchange identities, see what he says. If I'm not happy, I report to Mod with a view to stopping and boarding her.
He's going to be very red-faced if he has forgotten the code word.
If. We'll wait and see. As soon as the flight's finished dinner, tell the flight commander to range the Warship.
So.
And, send the 4-5 action crews to drill, supply live ammunition, high explosive.
You think something really has happened?
I don't think anything.
I understand that, but what are you going to do with these warheads when you get them away?
That is not my decision. But they could be made to detonate.
If they were so rigged, yes.
Well, then, who knows? You call it a deterrent yourselves, don't you?
But ours isn't in the hands of madmen.
Are we mad to fight for our own land?
That's enough.
Would you not do the same?
Luna!
What does he know?
It's time to send the next position signal to London. Look after them.
First Sea Lord, sir. I'm afraid we've had a second PCS from Reliant without the code word. Yes, sir. RAF Nimrod has flown a reciprocal course as far out as Reliant's last known position. No sign of her. Indeed, sir. As we're changing Hero's orders, telling her to stop and board on sighting.
Flatbridge, course of the skunk at
038.
038.
Course is 135, sir. Speed 17.
Roger.
What is it, pilot?
Reliant should be heading northeast at 12 knots. That ship is heading southeast at 17, but I'm damn sure that's Reliant.
Which is an RFA for sure. Come starboard, pilot, interceptor.
Ah, sir.
Right, number one.
Starboard
Boarding
15.
parties as detailed master by the boats. Yeoman, make to that RFA by light. Stop. I wish to board you.
15 of starboard, well on, sir.
Very good.
Talk to him on the radio, Captain. Tell him that we control the ship.
Hero, this is Reliant. Over.
Reliant, this is Hero, Commander Nialls.
This is Captain Ragg. We have been hijacked by an Arab commando unit. Repeat.
Hijacked by an Arab commando unit.
An order to proceed southeast. I take it that you know my cargo. Over.
Affirmative. Does the Arab leader speak English? Over.
He does, Captain.
Now, please listen carefully.
I do not intend to stop this ship. If you do not withdraw, I shall be obliged to shoot members of Reliant's crew until you do. Do you understand?
I understand.
I will withdraw to 1/2 mile while awaiting further instructions from my government. Over.
Accepted. You're being very wise.
Out.
Officer of the watch, stand down the boarding parties. Open to 5 cables.
Aye,
Number
sir.
1, pilot, to my cabin. Bring us signal.
Starboard 15.
How did they get on board?
Don't you think that point's somewhat academic at this stage? Bring a pad.
Mind-bending, isn't it? Yes. Although it had to happen one day. Sit down, gentlemen. The question is, what should be done about it?
What can be done, sir?
Well, it's a ministerial decision, but we ought to make a recommendation to Mont.
If we move against them, they'll start shooting Rags people. They just laugh at a 4-5 brick across the bows.
Yes, but a live shell into an armament store ship.
I'm going to recommend that I meet their leader face to face to negotiate.
So you go over there and only give them another hostage.
Now, I need an excuse to close the Reliant. If I can put the ships 100 yards apart and get them both stopped while I talk to their leader.
Divers.
Exactly. With the ship stopped, we can put divers down over our blind side, let them swim across the Reliant underwater.
Blow her screws off.
Can't move.
They'd have to surrender.
He might. And that makes it worth a try. Now, let's get one thing straight and face it now. These people have got intelligence and courage. They're bold in their planning and brave enough to hold their ground when the planning goes wrong. They're the latest and the best exponents of this kind of warfare. There's no Geneva Conventions for them, no UN resolutions for them.
That hardly makes them wholly admirable, sir.
You do well to respect them, Derek. They have a capacity for total commitment. And that's something we've forgotten.
We abandon the rendezvous, Luna. We've got to.
But if we do, what then? We can't even escape.
Let's see. All right. Bring the chart in here. Don't worry, Ahmed. We're still on top.
Shut up!
Ahmed, never believe that all is lost. Never. As long as we have faith in ourselves, in each other, we'll always find a way. We'll always go home again. The rendezvous point is here, 4 hours away. Plenty of time for us to warn the Tahuti to go. We can't compromise that ship or the people who supplied it.
Is there no chance
No.
of
The hero will stick to us. If we keep to the rendezvous and stop to offload the missiles, it's a long, hard job.
We could sink the ship, get off it at the last second, put it to the bottom with the missiles.
Well, why do that? As long as we keep moving, as long as we have Captain Rag and his men, we're safe. No. We stay with Reliant. We keep our hostages. We keep moving southeast into the Mediterranean. We send out radio messages. Try every contact we know. Try and find some Arab country to give us shelter. Offload the missiles in their territorial waters.
But all the way to the Mediterranean. Isn't that hopeless?
Don't you trust me?
Don't you know?
I've briefed the Secretary of State and he'll see you now, sir. Oh, Minister of State, Foreign Office is with him.
Thank you, Tony.
Hello, sir.
Charles, sorry to have kept you. Take a seat. The decision is that we should go along with Nialls' suggestion, attempt to immobilize Reliant. But whatever happens, he must get these Arabs away from the nuclear warheads.
Easier said than done, sir. Could we give Nialls some guidelines as to how far he can negotiate, save him reporting back every time?
How good is he, Nialls?
Good enough. You'll remember he was awarded the OBE for his handling of the Hafsidian affair last year.
That's why I haven't sailed other units of the fleet from Gibraltar. And because the Arabs might panic if we confront them with a flotilla.
I don't think they'll panic, Charles.
The Prime Minister summoned the Jordanian and Egyptian ambassadors.
Try to get the Arab world to put some pressure on them. Stop them rocking the boat.
Trouble is, that sort of thing takes time. And we don't know how much time there is.
Yes, Captain. Over.
I am instructed by my government to offer to negotiate with you.
I suggest that we stop both ships, and I shall come to you by boat. This is on the understanding that I have your word I shall be free to return. May I close you now? Over.
Don't trust him.
I agree to speak with you, Captain.
And guarantee your return. But I cannot
agree to stopping the ships, nor to let you close the distance. Please come in your helicopter. Over.
Damn him. I would prefer to come by boat. What is your objection? Over.
Objection is to stopping, Captain. I must continue at best speed. Besides, I prefer to travel faster than your frogman can swim. Over.
He's no fool. I'm a fool, Derek, to think he'd fall for it. I want to meet that man.
Worth the risk. Not if he refuses to stop.
It's worth every risk. I can't fight a man I don't know. Reliant, Nialls. I will fly across to you. Stand by to receive me by winching out.
you like some coffee, Commander?
Thank you.
Ahmed. Please sit down.
Recruit them young, don't you?
Ahmed, he's the brother of my second-in-command. He came in a package deal.
I don't think I caught your name in the noise from the helicopter.
I think I omitted to give it, but these days I'm called Zadi.
I'm Commander Nialls.
And I'm Commander. I'm very pleased to know you. But I must confess I'm at a loss to guess how you'll begin to negotiate.
Mr. Zadi, if you persist in holding this ship, I shall undoubtedly be ordered to board you.
And if you do, we shall be forced to kill every member of Reliant's crew. We must. It's not spite or callousness, but good sense.
To kill?
To secure our base. If you board, we shall have to fight you.
Then if boarding would mean the deaths of all her crew, I must recommend that I sink the Reliant by gunfire.
Your government would never order you to fire on another British ship.
They'd be obliged to. They can't allow nuclear warheads to fall into the hands of your organization.
You would obey that order?
I'll obey it, be sure of that.
I believe you might. Thank you, Ahmed. Well, shall we help ourselves? What is your government's offer to me?
Passage to England in the Hero, and your whole group to be flown to any country nominated by you. No charges, no questions.
Very generous. They must be worried. But, why should I agree?
Because you've made your point. You've hijacked a Royal Fleet auxiliary carrying nuclear warheads as your shattering achievement.
The more shattering if I can get away with the warheads.
Or the more embarrassing to your peace negotiators. They've put your game out of style. All you can ever do is underline their demands. Push from a different direction, agreed?
I really don't know. My orders were to deliver the warheads to another ship.
Transfer at sea?
That was the plan. Hijack Reliant, move off the shipping lanes to a nice, quiet rendezvous, transfer the warheads and Reliant's crew to a merchant vessel of a foreign country.
And then, no doubt, sink the Reliant by scuttling her.
Gone without trace. And the Royal Navy cannot stop a foreign vessel on the high seas. Which foreign vessel, anyway? There'll be no way of telling.
And I came along and you had to change the rendezvous, so what now?
Now I take Reliant and the missiles, and I move into the Mediterranean. I look for a friendly refuge.
Then I'll stop you before you get there. You must see that.
Yes, if your government is willing to condemn the crew of Reliant to death.
It's a suicide mission.
I hope not, my friend. I have a love of life, even this life.
I thought it was the style of you people to die for your cause.
Some of us. My second-in-command is a girl called Luna. She should be at home having babies. Instead, she goes out on every mission looking for death.
She wants to die?
She wants to be a martyr.
And you?
I wish I knew. Do I really believe that we'll win one day? Or do I uphold the cause because I know it is lost? I really don't know.
It's a British trait, the lost cause.
Perhaps I learned it from the British. I went to university in London, you know. I got a degree in civil engineering. Believe it or not, I had a very good job with your government. Oh, and a girl in Chelsea, of course.
You gave up all that for this?
Who was it who said, they change their skies, but not their souls, who run across the sea?
So you are a patriot.
I'm a pawn, Commander, as you are. Manipulated from afar, moved one square at a time.
You're checkmated this time, Zadi.
Were you moving the pieces, I might believe that. But you're not. I don't think you'll get your order to fire.
I suppose that's what's meant by the loneliness of command.
Old Bedrag wishes it was a damn sight lonelier at this moment. And Nialls is a get through the night knowing that he may have to destroy that ship and everyone in her.
Gentlemen, the waiting seems to be getting tougher on us than on Nialls and Rag. And now, Charles, where will the ships be at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning?
40 north.
Halfway down the coast of Portugal, sir.
Very well. We'll meet here again at 8 o'clock. If the situation's unchanged, we'll have lost nothing and gained a night's rest.
Let's hope they can do the same in the ships.
Yes, Derek.
I put the 4-5 crews into defense watches for the night, sir. They can go from that to the action state very quickly if needed.
I heard the pipe.
Ah. Anything else for me?
No.
So do you think we'd be told to fire?
I don't know.
But suppose we are.
Let us suppose anything. If we're told to fire, we'll fire. If we're told to go to scalp a flow and shear sheep, we'll do that too, all right?
Aye, aye, sir.
What are you thinking about?
But I'm tired. Tired of fighting something that's too powerful for me.
The frigate.
No. No, not the frigate. Destiny. Fate. A fate that's condemned a man, a nation to failure.
Are you all right?
Forgive me, it's normally a private visitation late at night. I have time to reflect on the futility of one man trying to change a world that doesn't care.
We care, Hassan. And we need you.
But I'm not good enough. Do you know, I really believe there's some mystical hand against us. Some divine decree that we can do no better than being a bargaining counter in someone else's war.
We've had our successes.
But never a victory. Never anything big enough to take the world by the throat, have it clamoring to our cause.
We will do it this time.
We haven't done it. Right now, we should have completed the warhead transfer to Tahuti and be making our escape. Instead, I've got us facing another ship. And her guns.
Well, that's not your fault.
I planned this mission, then. I argued for it. I pleaded for it. I guaranteed it wouldn't fail.
It may not fail. Nialls may never...
Nialls! Nialls is just a man. I'm battling with the god of the second best, the god of compromise, who puts his hand on everything we do.
You must not believe that.
Well, then, you tell me. Even if we escape from this mission with our lives, what then? How do we follow an attempt to steal nuclear weapons?
You'll think of something. You know you will.
But will the organization accept it?
From you, of course. Hassan, you must never give up. Even the name of Zadi has become a symbol of hope for us.
But what if Zadi is a myth, a fraud? What then? Do I go until I prove it, until I'm killed? Because if I'm to die, I want my death to have some meaning. To be a triumph, not another defeat.
Are you afraid of dying?
I'm afraid of dying before I've done enough. I'm afraid I'll run out of time.
There will be other chances.
For me as leader, this was our biggest operation, and I got it wrong. How can I keep up my support, my backing?
I'll support you always. Hassan, we need you. I need you.
You know, these shipboard romances, they never last.
Yes?
I'm taking the morning watch, sir.
In other words, you couldn't sleep either.
I managed a couple of hours. Any developments?
Only one. A signal from Maud. The Arab governments have finally contacted the guerrilla leaders, but they refuse to call off Zadi. Apparently, they still hope to persuade some country to take those warheads.
Not good.
Nope. Put the 4-5 action crews on immediate readiness from first line. And the same for the mortars.
Any other orders, sir?
Yes, 1 coffee, 1 bacon sandwich.
No decision, sir?
The decision is to hold a full DOPC meeting at 9:30, emergency cabinet meeting at 11, Prime Minister's meeting the Leader of the Opposition at 11:30, and we've been promised further instructions for heroes by noon.
Well, what the hell are they waiting for?
Oh, I suppose they're right. You wouldn't hang a man without a trial. You can't sink an RFA without going through the proper motions first. Not that the decencies will mean much to Captain Ragg and his men.
And how about you, Mr. O'Mara? Are you a football fan?
Yes, I support Israel.
Really? I used to go to Highbury myself. It was so much nearer. You know, Captain, this seagoing life really gives me an appetite.
You fool!
Here, go!
He said last night he was afraid he might run out of time.
Luna, what can we do?
Nialls, go ahead.
Bad news, Commander. My chief officer shot and killed Zardi. He was then killed by Luna. She has now taken command of the ship.
And ordered us to alter course for Lisbon. Over.
That's really torn it. Zardi himself told me that girl's a fanatic. Roger. Do you know the reason
For the change of destination, over.
Negative. But Luna wishes now to speak to you herself.
Nialls, this is Luna. First, give me a course for Lisbon. Over.
False course?
No, she's checking Ragg's navigation. Course for Lisbon, and make it quick.
About 157.
Luna, Nialls.
At a quick assessment, 157, over.
Good. Now, I wish to read a message which I intend to transmit from Reliant to the world's press. If you wish, you may pass it to your ministry in London.
Stand by to right.
Here is my message. From the Special Action Squad of the People's Army for Freedom. This day will see a glorious chapter in the history of sacrifice of our people. We do this to inform the world
that we shall fight forever to press our claim for a true homeland.
We die willingly that the name of Hassan Zardi may live on. And we salute his memory. That is the
End of my message.
Received and understood. Luna.
I offer again the terms of truce made to Zardi, over.
Your terms do not interest me, Commander Nialls.
Will you release some members of Reliant's crew? Over.
That is not possible. You have my message, and that is the answer
To all your questions.
Have that sent on every broadcast to every contact.
Why Lisbon?
Because it is the closest capital city.
Come in, gentlemen, sit down. Sorry to drag you down here, but I didn't want to discuss this in front of a bridge crew.
What did Zardi say about the girl, sir?
Essentially that she has a death wish, a kamikaze complex.
Can't possibly know what she's doing. It's an armament store ship.
Well, then her message means
There's only one thing it can mean. She's going to sail that ship into the port of Lisbon, blow it up with themselves and the crew on board.
Well, could the warheads detonate?
Even if they don't. Reliant carries thousands of tons of high explosive, enough to blow half of Lisbon off the map.
But the Portuguese ambassador is at number 10 now, and there's very little time.
Nialls estimates they'll be entering Lisbon Harbour at 12:25. Under 2 hours.
This girl must be mad. She must...
Yes? The guerrilla leaders have replied. Her message did it. They're ordering her to surrender.
Reliant, this is Nialls. I have an urgent message for Luna, over.
This is Luna, Nialls.
I have nothing to say to you.
Luna, I have a message from your superiors.
Handed into the British Foreign Office for immediate transmission to you. It reads...
Paragraph 1. Not acceptable for you to involve State of Portugal. Your magnificent achievement already sufficient to glorify this day.
You are now to return command of Reliant to its master...
and accept passage in HMS Hero to England and free conduct thereafter to Golden 16.
Second paragraph. The lion is blue. Repeat.
The lion is blue. Message ends. Over.
Understood, Nialls. Wait.
What's it mean, the lion is blue?
It's authentication. The message is genuine.
You will obey.
If I obey, will Zadi live again? Will his death have meaning? Will we be given back our dreams? Nialls, please inform your government and my superiors that my destination is Lisbon.
Midships, steer 126.
Midships, steer 126.
Make to mod Navy. Flash precedence. Reliant and Hero. Altered course to 126. 18 miles from Lisbon.
Course 126, sir.
Very good.
Gentlemen, I have now to tell you that we've received a communication from the Portuguese Prime Minister. It states, rightly, that he considers the onus of action to be on the British government, but that if such action is not taken before Reliant comes within 6 miles of the Portuguese coast, the Portuguese Navy will destroy the ship. We believe that it would be morally wrong for us to force such responsibility on another country when there can be only one conclusion. Charles, you were to order Hero to give the Arabs one final chance of surrender against a threat of destruction. If this fails, Hero is to sink RFA Reliant by gunfire.
Portuguese coast, visual ahead at 10 miles.
Thank you, Bob. Yes? This is it. She won't accept. No, Derek, she won't. Ready? Ready, sir. Close up the action. 4-5's magazine and mortar crews at the rush.
Aye.
Reliant, this is Hero. Over.
Nialls?
This is Luna. Speak. Over.
Luna. I am ordered by my government to offer you one final chance to surrender on the same terms as before. If you do not accept, I am ordered to sink the Reliant by gunfire and will do so.
I shall give you 5 minutes to decide. Do you understand? Over.
I understand and refuse your terms.
I shall nonetheless wait the 5 minutes.
Until noon. If you have not surrendered by that time,
I shall open fire out.
What's it going to prove if Hero blows us out of the water? Nialls will do it, you know.
Precisely, Captain. And when did one British ship last sink another?
But what does it prove?
If we have the power to make that happen, the strength to die doing it, believe me, Captain, Sadi will not have died in vain.
I want you to understand that the conscience and consequences for what has to be done are mine.
And mine alone. But I know you will do what is necessary faithfully and efficiently
To fulfill this tragic but vital duty.
That is all.
Captain Gunnery Officer 45 stood 2.
Roger, I will give the order to open fire. 2 salvos HE at Reliant.
Aye, aye, sir. 45 surface, RFA Reliant.
Luna, please! You brave little brother. You loved Sadi, didn't you?
Yes. Yes! But I want to live!
Sadi wanted to live! I wanted to live! But time's run out, Ahmed. Time's run out.
Four fives, direct to target.
Four fives, 2 salvos.
4 fives, target.
Permission to open fire, sir.
We'll wait until noon, guns. 30 seconds to go. Now the mortar's stopped.
Affirmative, sir. Live projector.
Come to port, pilot. Close pass under Reliant stern. Guns, I'm going to use the mortars first.
Roger, sir. 4 fives, check, check, check.
Taz officer, Captain. I'm coming up on Reliant's port side to fire the mortars. All bombs set shallow, to drop just ahead of her.
Minimum damage to Reliant, sir?
Just make her teeth rattle.
Turn your port wheel on, sir.
All right, it may not work. We don't know if that girl's ever been under fire. We'll give her a taste of it. It's our only chance. And hers. Fire!
Stay on course.
Open out again on our port beam. Stand by guns.
Port 15.
Standing by, sir.
That was a warning, Luna. The last.
Failed, Captain.
You've got to stop, Luna! Luna, please!
You wanted to be a commando! What would Sadi think of you now?
He would be ashamed of you. He said that all is never lost. Never! He told me I'd always go home. Sadi wouldn't let you murder your brother. But if you want to, do it now. Don't leave it for that frigate's captain. Zadi didn't like cowards either. Go on, Luna. Kill me. Or surrender. And let me live.
Reliant, hero. I will open fire in 30 seconds.
Hero, Reliant, Rag here. The Arabs have surrendered, over.
Relax the 4-5s. Relax the 4-5s. Acknowledge.
Gunham, Sir Roger, sir.
Reliant, Hero, Roger. Turn to port. Stop on a bearing of north. Follow her around, pilot. Put her on the beam at a cable. Do you hear that? This is the captain speaking.
Port 20.
We may thank God the Arabs have surrendered. Secure 4-5s and mortars crews. Boarding parties muster on the boat deck.
20 of Port Bellon, sir.
Make to Mod Navy, flash, unclassified. Arabs surrendered. Will report when ready to proceed. Request further instructions. Right, Derek. Go and collect our guests. Oh, Sardi's body is to receive all proper marks of respect.